Welcome, dear listeners, to another heartfelt tale from the depths of human emotion. Today's story is one of kindness, deception, love, betrayal, and the dark underbelly of wealth. It's called The Beggar's Secret, a tale of broken hearts and blackmail. Sit back, relax, and let me take you on this 35-minute journey. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for more stories like this. Let's begin. In the bustling streets of New York City, where dreams collide with harsh reality, lived a young woman named Elena Thompson. At 28 years old, Elena was the epitome of quiet despair. She had once been a rising star in the graphic design world, freelancing for big brands and dreaming of her own studio. But life had other plans. A sudden layoff from her main client, followed by a string of rejections, left her jobless and drowning in debt. Her small apartment in Brooklyn was a sanctuary turned prison, walls closing in with unpaid bills and empty cupboards. Elena wasn't one to wallow publicly. She put on a brave face, but inside her heart ached. Her parents had passed away young, leaving her with no safety net. Friends had drifted, busy with their own lives. On this particular rainy afternoon in late autumn, Elena trudged through Central Park, her umbrella doing little to shield her from the downpour that mirrored her tears. In her pocket, she had her last $50, money she'd scraped together from selling old clothes online. It was meant for groceries, but as she walked, she spotted him. Huddled under a tattered cardboard box near a park bench was a beggar. He looked to be in his late 30s, with a scruffy beard, worn-out clothes, and eyes that held a quiet wisdom. His sign read, "Down on luck. Anything helps. God bless." Elena stopped, her heart twisting. She knew what it was like to feel invisible, forgotten by the world. Without a second thought, she pulled out the $50 bill, her entire safety net, and placed it in his cup. Beggar, soft, grateful voice. "Miss, are you sure? That's a lot. You look like you could use it yourself." Elena, voice trembling. "I've been there, or close to it. Take it. Buy something warm." She walked away quickly, not wanting thanks or pity. Little did she know, this act of selfless kindness would change her life forever. The beggar watched her go, a faint smile crossing his lips. His name was Alexander Voss, but the world knew him as Alex Voss, the reclusive billionaire CEO of Voss Tech, an empire worth over $10 billion in AI and software innovations. Alex had a peculiar habit, disguising himself as a beggar to observe true human nature, away from the sycophants and gold diggers that plagued his wealthy life. Elena's gesture touched him deeply. No one had ever given him their last dime without knowing who he was. Days turned to weeks. Elena's situation grew dire. She applied for job after job, but the rejections piled up. One evening, as she sat in her dimly lit apartment, scrolling through job sites on her cracked phone screen, there was a knock at the door. Puzzled, she opened it to find a sharply dressed man holding an envelope. Delivery man. "Elena Thompson, this is for you, from an anonymous benefactor." Inside was a check for $50,000. Elena's hands shook as she read the note. "For the kindness you showed a stranger. Use it wisely. A friend." She couldn't believe it. Was it a scam? But the check cleared the next day. Overwhelmed, Elena paid off her debts, bought groceries, and even enrolled in an online course to sharpen her skills. She started freelancing again, small gigs at first, but her confidence returned. Yet the mystery gnawed at her. Who was this friend? Meanwhile, Alex couldn't stop thinking about her. He had his team investigate, discreetly, of course. Learning about Elena's struggles only deepened his admiration. She was genuine, compassionate, untainted by greed. In a world where everyone wanted something from him, she had given without expectation. Alex decided to reveal himself. He arranged a chance meeting at a charity gala for the homeless, which Elena attended as a volunteer, using her newfound stability to give back. At the event, under glittering chandeliers, Alex approached her in a tailored suit, his beard trimmed, looking every bit the tycoon. "Elena, you probably don't recognize me, but I owe you a debt." Elena, confused. "Have we met?" Alex, "In Central Park, rainy day, you gave a beggar your last $50. Elena's eyes widened. The pieces clicked. This man was no beggar. He was Alexander Voss, the billionaire everyone whispered about but few had seen. "Elena, that was you? Why? And the check, that was from you?" Alex, smiling warmly. "I test people's hearts. You passed with flying colors. I'm impressed by you, Elena, truly." What started as gratitude blossomed into something more. Alex invited her to dinner, then coffee dates, then weekends at his penthouse overlooking the city. He was charming, intelligent, with a dry wit that made Elena laugh for the first time in months. He shared stories of his rise from a poor immigrant family to tech mogul, hiding his vulnerabilities behind success. Elena opened up about her losses, her dreams. They bonded over art, her designs, his collections. Alex spoiled her subtly, a new laptop for her work, trips to galleries, but always with respect for her independence. Elena fell hard. For the first time she felt seen, valued. Alex seemed to adore her kindness, her spirit. After 6 months of dating, under a starlit sky on his private yacht, he proposed. "Elena, you've shown me what real love looks like. Marry me and let's build a life together." Elena, teary. "Yes, Alex, 1,000 times yes." The wedding was a fairy tale, intimate, on a private island, with close friends and Elena's few remaining relatives. Headlines buzzed, "Reclusive billionaire weds mystery woman." Elena moved into his mansion, her career thriving with his support. She launched her own design firm, backed by Vostech's resources. Life was perfect, or so it seemed. But cracks began to appear after their first year of marriage. Alex was often distant, buried in work. Intimacy waned. He blamed stress from board meetings and mergers. Elena tried to reignite the spark, romantic dinners, surprise getaways, but he pulled away. One night, unable to sleep, Elena wandered into his home office. His computer was unlocked, a careless mistake. What she found shattered her world. Hidden folders with emails, photos, messages, intimate conversations with men, lovers it seemed, code words, secret meetings. One email from Marcus. "Alex, when will you leave her? We can't hide forever. I love you." Elena's heart plummeted. Her husband was gay. The marriage, the romance, it was all a facade. Had he ever loved her, or was she just a cover, a way to maintain his public image in a conservative business world? Confrontation came the next morning over breakfast. Elena, eyes red from crying, laid it all out. "Elena," voice breaking. "Alex, I saw everything. The emails, the pictures. You're gay. Why didn't you tell me? Why marry me?" Alex, face paling, then hardening. "Elena, it's not that simple. Yes, I'm gay, but I care for you, deeply. In my world, coming out means losing everything. Investors, deals, my legacy. You were perfect, kind, beautiful, the ideal wife." Elena, "Ideal? You used me. This isn't love. It's a lie. I want a divorce." Alex leaned back, his expression shifting from regret to calculation. The warm man she knew vanished, replaced by the ruthless CEO. "Divorce? Think carefully, Elena. You signed a prenup. You'll get nothing. And if you push this, I'll make sure the world knows your secrets." Elena, "What secrets? I have none." Alex smirked. "Oh, but you do now.
Remember that charity you volunteered for? The one I funded? I can make it look like you embezzled funds. Or those designs you created. I have proof they were inspired by my company's IP. One word and your career is over. Blacklisted. And your past? That little shoplifting incident from college you told me in confidence? Public record now.
Elena froze. He wasn't bluffing. Alex had the power. Lawyers, hackers, media influence. Blackmail. The word echoed in her mind. How had kindness led to this nightmare? In the days that followed, Elena spiraled. She couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. Alex acted as if nothing happened, business as usual, public appearances where they smiled for cameras. But privately, he tightened the noose. "Stay, and you'll have everything," he whispered one night. "Leave, and I'll destroy you." Elena confided in no one at first, fearing his reach, but desperation grew. She started documenting everything, screenshots, recordings on a hidden phone. She researched quietly, divorce laws, blackmail statutes. New York was no fault, but with his prenup and threats, it was a minefield. One evening, while Alex was at a meeting she now suspected with Marcus, Elena met with a lawyer in secret. Sarah Klein, a sharp attorney specializing in high-profile divorces. "Sarah, this is blackmail, Elena. Extortion. We can fight it, but it'll be ugly. He'll drag you through the mud." "Elena, I don't care. I won't live a lie." As Elena plotted her escape, Alex sensed the shift. He amped up the pressure. Anonymous emails arrived at her firm. Fraud alert, check your designs. Clients pulled out. Whispers in social circles. Elena's unstable. He even had her followed, a shadowy figure tailing her in the city. But Elena wasn't the same broken girl from the park. Her kindness had steel beneath it. She reached out to Marcus, the man from the emails, via a burner account. To her surprise, he responded. Marcus, voice weary over a phone call. "I didn't know about you at first. Alex promised he'd end it. He's trapped in his own web. Family expectations, board pressures. But blackmail? That's low, even for him." Marcus agreed to testify, providing messages proving Alex's deception. With this ammunition, Elena confronted Alex one final time in their lavish living room, rain pounding the windows like that fateful day. "Elena, it's over, Alex. I have proof. Your emails, Marcus's statements. Blackmail is a crime. Divorce me quietly or I'll go public. Your secret, it'll come out anyway, but on my terms." Alex, defeated, slumping. "You wouldn't, after everything?" "Elena, you taught me to fight dirty, but unlike you, I'll give you a chance. Walk away clean." As the divorce proceedings were swift but brutal, Alex's lawyers fought, but with Marcus's evidence and Elena's recordings, the judge ruled in her favor. No embezzlement charges stuck. The blackmail attempts were exposed in sealed documents. Elena walked away with a settlement, not billions, but enough to start over. $5 million, her firm intact, and her freedom. Alex's world crumbled. Headlines screamed, Voss Tech CEO in gay scandal amid divorce. Investors fled, stocks plummeted. He came out publicly, but the damage was done. Marcus stood by him, but their relationship was forever tainted. Elena moved to a quiet town upstate, rebuilding her life. She volunteered at real shelters, no disguises needed. Her design firm flourished, focusing on pro bono work for the underprivileged. She dated again, cautiously, finding genuine love with a kind teacher named Liam. Reflecting on it all, Elena often thought back to that rainy day. Kindness had sparked a chain of events: reward, love, betrayal, strength. She wasn't bitter, she was wiser. Sometimes, she told friends, the beggar isn't who you think, and neither is the hero. But the story doesn't end there. Months after the divorce, Elena received an anonymous package. Inside, a check for $1 million and a note, "For the kindness that started it all. No strings. A." Was it Alex? A final apology? She donated it to charity, closing the chapter. Yet whispers persisted. Alex rebuilt his empire, leaner, out, and proud. Marcus became his partner in business and life. Elena watched from afar,
a smile on her face. Life's twists had forged her into something unbreakable. And so, dear listeners, our tale ends. What began with a simple act of giving spiraled into a web of secrets and redemption. Remember, kindness is powerful, but so is truth. If this story moved you, like, comment below. What would you have done in Elena's shoes? Share your thoughts. Thanks for listening. Until next time. Let me linger a bit on Elena's new life. In her cozy home surrounded by woods, she woke each morning to birdsong, not city sirens. Liam, her new love, was everything Alex wasn't. Open, affectionate, real. They met at a local art fair. He was selling handmade pottery. No billions, just honest work and shared dreams. One day, Elena revisited Central Park. The bench was still there. No beggar this time. She sat, reflecting. If I could go back, she whispered to the wind, would I give that $50? A pause. Yes, because it led me here. Alex, meanwhile, faced his own reckoning. Therapy, public apologies. He founded a foundation for LGBTQ+ youth, channeling his wealth into good. Marcus helped, their bond stronger through the fire. But Elena? She wrote a book, anonymously, of course, The Billionaire's Mask. It became a bestseller, inspiring women to spot red flags, fight blackmail, embrace authenticity. In the end, this isn't just a story of sadness and twists. It's about resilience. Elena started jobless, sad, giving her all to a stranger. That stranger repaid her, married her, betrayed her. But she rose above, turning blackmail into breakthrough. Moral? Kindness invites the unknown, but when darkness comes, fight with light. Thank you for joining me on this emotional roller coaster. If you enjoyed The Beggar's Secret, check out my playlist for more audio stories. Subscribe, hit the bell, and leave a review. What's your takeaway? Comment below. See you next time.